What it means is, somewhere your care and concern went beyond your individual nature. You did not take your individuality too seriously. Nature has given you this out of magnanimity that you have individual experience. Don't become too serious about it because that is not true. When the virus comes, at least you must realize you are not really an individual, they are living within you.
Exactly. Well said, Sadhguru. I think to your point, and I think if these mothers and these grandmothers and these were too individualistic, and if they did not were not ready to subsume their identities and look after us, we would be. I think we've talked about it earlier that we never called them working women. We called them non-working women because they did not bring paycheck.
They were having a love affair.
Yes.
Yes, their love affair with not just with one man, their love affair with whatever they considered as theirs, absolute love affair, totally, all the time.
Yes, and I think we are the product of that that care and love and that love affair, and I think we have not done badly. So I think that that whole structure was somehow very good. Sadhguru, coming to your painting, I think I was intrigued, and I always look at your work with a lot of admiration and respect. And I have also asked you earlier, so your imagery of snake. Now, of course, you have talked a lot about snakes and the significance of it, and especially the audience who is sitting there, they are much enlightened. But I still would want you to talk about why does in your subconscious to the conscious, everywhere this occurs a lot. What is the significance of snakes? And also, why does it connect? Why does it connect with all of us? All of us get mesmerized, entangled, intrigued, inquisitive about seeing snakes in any form. What is that so mystical about snakes?
Oh, you opened up a Pandora. When the snake comes out, it'll become an endless story, Prasoon. Maybe they will get to find music for your poetry by then.
Yes, maybe I'm doing it for that. But a little brief touch upon it, Sadhguru, would be great.
I will do that. But for many people who will listen to this, and you also, because you're an intellectual person, an intellect will naturally try to find meaning. Meaning is very important for an intellect, because anything that you cannot strike down with this is the meaning of this, intellect becomes uncomfortable. It cannot exist in a meaningless space. So I'll read this little poem for you and then we'll talk about the snakes, because I don't want people to give meaning to me and my snakes.
And then I've used snakes in a very different context. I will also read that for you. Yeah.
This poem is called Of Meanings. Call it what you want: love, friendship, purpose, or even God. You are scanning the invisible for an illusion that may assist your life to find meanings. In abandoning this search, shall you find the invisible presence sans meaning to ride this great phenomena of creation without contamination of meanings. So please do not contaminate my snakes with meaning, because, well, at one time I died because of a snake bite. At another time, I have come alive because of snake bite. Well, after making a wreck of my body after the Dhyanalinga consecration, today I'm… if you had seen me 15 years ago, today I look much younger, better, healthier, everything, not because of the lockdown, even before that I'm saying. Snake's venom and snake's connections with me have always been the source of strength for me. And let us not try to find philosophical or mystical meanings in that. There is creation, which all of us can see and feel with our five senses. But it's very obvious that there is something creating this. Being human beings, the first simplistic thought that comes to human mind is, it must be some man creating up there. Somebody who is sitting up there, who has a head office up in the sky, and from there he is creating this. That looked like a relevant explanation when our idea of creation was just this planet. Once we saw creation is such that this planet doesn't even matter, it is such a small thing, in that we are even smaller, though we think too much of ourselves, it is nothing. When we saw this, suddenly this idea of one man sitting up there and creating is becoming irrelevant, though few people are still hanging on to it. But generally, that is dissipating, and 50% of the world's population beginning to question why is it a man, that itself dismantles the man 50%. This is happening. Why I'm saying this is, see, we are always trying to find an explanation. Why we explain everything to ourselves and in turn try to force it on everybody else is because mind cannot live without meaning. When I say mind, I'm talking about the intellect, cannot live without a meaning, it needs a meaning. If there is no meaning, it'll become disturbed. Now, the most important aspect of exploration is, if you want to explore, whether it is science or you're just a wild explorer, there's no more room on the planet to explore, but if you're an explorer of space or whatever, or you're a spiritual seeker, the most important thing is you don't make up meanings, you don't look for meanings, you just look for how to deepen the experience, how to make this experience of life more profound and more profound, because only what you have experienced has actually lived with you. Meanings come and go. You see how every 2 years, 3 years, scientific explanations are coming endlessly. That means we are admitting we were wrong all this time, clearly. So what is the guarantee you're right this time? There is no such thing. So profoundness experience is more valuable than you finding a meaning, because meaning is just a logical conclusion we make about something. Having said that, why these snakes? See, among various creatures which exist on this planet, different animals have different kinds of capabilities, they've evolved in different ways. Snake has evolved in a certain way that one thing is, it has no ears, probably a whole lot of people don't know this. A snake is stone deaf, it has no sense of sound. So it has its whole body to the ground. Probably a snake did not develop 4 legs, mainly because it has no ears. This is how I've been… in my childhood, I went on thinking about it. Why is it this one creature did not have legs and still its locomotion is so good? Because, I've caught hundreds of snakes right from the age of 6, 7 years of age, and I know how quick you have to be to catch a snake. And he's doing this without legs, no legs, but look at his locomotion, how it is, how efficient it is on the terrain that he is. Only if you put him on a smooth floor, then he cannot do that, but otherwise he's super efficient with his locomotion. And this possibility of… it is possible that he developed a very keen sense of feeling everything because he has no ears. I have met some people who have been born deaf and because of that they couldn't speak also, but they have a very keen sense of everything simply because they cannot hear anything, they're super alert. So snake became super alert like this, so alert, it started perceiving things in ways most people cannot perceive. This is why the imagery that always, next to Adiyogi there is a snake, not at his feet, right next to him.